Okay, I'm not sure if I've shown this yet, but I did finally buy some panel mount versions of the 3D printed multi-out connector, and I do have one installed here. This console was painted white, and this is what it looks like before it's installed. And I did go ahead and use the screw holes for this one. There's enough surface area there. I probably could just super glue it in and leave the screws out, but since this guy was getting the 4-position switch anyway, and that uses screws, and there's almost no meat to super glue that one in, I went ahead and had the screws on that one too. The other reason for this video was to show the only issue that I really found with it, and basically when I cut the hole, I wanted to cut it to exactly the right size so I didn't have any gaps in here, right? So I basically I wanted it to be exactly the same size as the outer edge here. Okay, well, the problem that I found was once I inserted it into my hole, it felt like that this edge, I need something darker here. That's what a regular Super Nintendo connector looks like. But anyway, it felt like this edge right here was not perfectly perpendicular to this edge. It just felt like it moved outward at an angle from here to here, just a hair. So whenever I inserted it into my hole, it felt like there was like a corner, or maybe not a whole face right here, but like one of these corners wasn't quite square. And I was trying to explain that to Helder and via email, and it just did not translate, so I wanted to shoot just a little bit of video about what I was trying to talk about. It's not a huge deal. I was just it was just the one thing that I found about it. I mean, that's not a terrible gap, but it could be better. But I just felt that's about how I had to make it to get it to come all the way through the hole. I mean, it just felt like I could have scraped away one of these corners or something and made it perfectly square, and it'd have been fine. I don't know that there was, maybe it was just that one that I installed that had a bad print, or that's just what happens to them. I don't know. I'm just saying that I was just trying to explain it to him, and I just couldn't do it over email, so there it is. And that's basically what one will look like installed on a white console, and it come out really good. So hopefully when we get a paint matching system down, we can actually match it to this color, and then when we install it, it'll look even better than this, which I think that color right there looks really good. So they might even try to come up with a color that's close to that. It doesn't have to be this exact gray. Matter of fact, people might actually want the darker gray, just kind of a contrast instead of this gray, and definitely not this bright white. Anyway, that's the panel mount product.